Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Capricorn. So Capricorn, I'm doing your reading as usual with my own deck of cards, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. And today your reading is very funny and entertaining, although I feel like it gets to a point that you lose your patience. It's like you have been waiting to be entertained or to see the grand spectacle, like the great magic show. And I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes, in the background, right? In the backstage that you don't know about. And there is a lot that is being covered from your sight as an spectator of this grand spectacle that feels like it's from this higher order where you don't have access to. You can only see the magic trick, the magic spectacle. And I feel like it's like you want to see it. You are like patiently waiting to see this magic begin, this show begin. But I feel like you get to a point where you're just so pissed off, Capricorn, that you just leave. And I know this is, this may sound a little bit too dramatic or too like some sort of Netflix show kind of script. But I feel like this is all a metaphor for something that is deeper, talking about things that are not in your control, things that are, in the hands of God or in the hands of the universe, and how the universe, even with all its perfection, and I am struggling a little bit to convey this message right now because I am questioning it, because I believe in divine timing and like the perfect orchestration of the universe. But somehow what I'm seeing here today for you, Capricorn, is that there has been a delay, like something that was supposed to come in sooner, some sort of like character or the grand opening of this show, right? And that this part, like something happened to this part in the background or in this behind the scenes kind of part of the show that you don't have access to. And now that it's coming through in your reading, I feel like somehow you are gaining access to this backstage. So let's go to the cards because I feel like more will come. So we begin with the Magician, and this card came with this grand presenter, like this big show of let the magic begin. It's like there is some sort of it's coming through as a grand spectacle, like a big show or something that is very significant. I apologize for the noise. Okay, I feel like it's going to be shut off soon, hopefully. Okay, so this Magician was talking about this grand show, right? But as soon as this card came through, I was really excited as the reader to see the magic, right? To just be the spectator to this grand spectacle. But I kept on shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, and nothing came through, right? For a long period of time. And so I was just like, I was getting bored. I was like getting impatient to the point that, maybe you are reacting the same way to this presenter or to this expectation that your manifestation is going to come in. And although it is coming, because this is what the Chariot is talking about, the person or the energy or the consciousness or the orchestration needed to put this chariot in movement, right? It is coming, but it's delayed. So this Chariot, it's almost like I could see the agitation behind the scenes, like the people in this backstage area running around trying to fix the problem with the Chariot, you know, and why wasn't it moving already, or why wasn't it like in the center stage already, because the presenter was already calling in the Chariot, right? So it's like, this is act one. This is the first scene of the first act of this grand spectacle that the magician is opening up. But there is something that was supposed to come in sooner or come in earlier, and there has been a delay because something came along the way. And the funny part is because with the Nine of Pentacles, what I heard is that the Chariot was stuck in the traffic jam. So what I'm seeing with the Nine of Pentacles is that, you know, this is the Chariot here in the center, but before it got to this point of having priority to pass, right, it's like all of the doors were closed, or I mean, it's like this very packed street with no way for this Chariot to move, right? This is how it's coming through. And this is what I feel like this Chariot is, you know, trying to explain or trying to justify the reason for this delay, right? And it's almost like this Chariot, in explaining this, well, the Nine of Pentacles talks about independence, but actually here it feels a little bit more like a problem solving kind of independence, right? When you don't have anyone, it's like you can only rely in yourself. It's like this magician was left with a big fail in a sense, because, you know, it was expected from them that the show would begin, the magic would begin. So why isn't the Chariot here already delivering the manifestation, right? Delivering the grand spectacle? Because the jam-packed street was an obstacle in a sense. And it's, I don't want to say that the independence was an obstacle. It's more like it was too rigid, right, Capricorn? It's like, well, you being a very earthy sign, it's like your ability to sustain yourself, right, independently from anybody else. And I feel like Capricorns do so like in a very, well, successful kind of way, right? So there was something that was too rigid, that was perhaps an obstacle for this show to begin, for the magic to be delivered, right? And so maybe this is you being so stubborn in your independence and blocking the way that the universe wanted to deliver your magic, wanted to deliver your manifestation sooner. But I feel like somehow this High Priestess steps in. And so at first, this High Priestess was talking about a badge, was talking about a symbol that presents authority, right? Just like, you know, a police badge, for instance. So for the Chariot to pass through the rigid independence or the self-sufficiency that maybe you were so stubborn to remain in this very locked in stance, right, Capricorn? And also, you know, because this Nine of Pentacles is surrounded by all of these three major arcana. So I feel like in a sense, you, Capricorn, in this lifetime, in this human experience, is like maybe what you thought was building your independence was actually creating the obstacle for you to enjoy and receive all of the magic from the universe. But with this badge, with the High Priestess badge, meaning it's like you are granted priority access, right? It's like even through your stubbornness, even through your rigidity, your it's like you're very firm. You are very firmly standing your ground to the point that maybe you're not even accepting that the universe could surprise you with this grand spectacle. It's almost like I'm seeing you, you know, in the beginning, it feels enjoyable and entertaining, but the longer it takes for this thing to get to you, it's like the more you want to find your independence or want to fight for your independence, right? It's like you don't want to be just waiting and watching. You want to do something. But I feel like somehow that is creating the obstacle. And when the High Priestess steps in, it's like, so this higher version of yourself, not your stubborn human self thinking, right? It's like when you think through the eyes or through the mind or through the spirit of your higher self, this is when you gain access or you gain priority to step through your stubbornness or your just need to prove to yourself and to others that you can be independent, right? So in a sense, this can be a little bit comical, and I feel like, you know, just splashing this whole opening part of the reading with a little bit of humor is also dismantling or, you know, breaking down this rigidity of the Nine of Pentacles, right? That is perhaps the reason why this Chariot couldn't deliver your manifestation sooner, couldn't deliver this magic show from the universe sooner, right? That is the reason why this High Priestess had to step in, and had to step in through you, right? It's like the Chariot was trying to access your blockage or cut through your blockage, right? Your blockage in a sense that being stubborn in this stance was just avoiding this thing to really be delivered to you. And so this badge is like the like this higher dimensional authorization, right? So the show can continue because now you are perceiving not from this limited stance, but from this higher realm. And so this was clear to me a little bit, at least the metaphorical part of it through the show, and you being there watching and even maybe not realizing that by not wanting to be the expectator, by not having the patience to sit down and wait and watch, right? Instead wanting to make sure that your independence is guaranteed and reassured, is like you were the own reason for the delay. And I know that this can sound harsh, but I feel like somehow entering into contact with this High Priestess, it's like you are being shown this badge of preference, of priority, of access, right? But it comes from you, Capricorn. And with this, okay, so I'm going to show this sequence of cards because I feel like it's showing me a little bit of your impatience. So we have the Four of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So 2 eights, right? And then we begin with the 4, which is half of 8. So what starts as a very laid back kind of stance, right? You arriving at this concert venue, or whatever place for this grand spectacle to happen, and you are taking your seat and it's quite comfortable. It gives you this sensation that you can relax, right? This is what the Four of Cups is talking about. But because of the delay, it's like you get, well, your expectations grow, right? But at the same time, it's like your fiery anxiety. This is what the Eight of Wands is showing me. It's like it begins to build up, right? In your body, in yourself, in your veins. It's almost like boiling blood in your veins, right? That, maybe give you the sensation of restlessness because you don't want to just sit and wait and watch for what is to unfold or what is to be manifested in this center stage of, this magician show. So it gets really tricky because I feel like even though you are shown this badge, right, which is your access to the VIP area or to this higher consciousness that can see what is happening in the backstage, right, where you don't know exactly what is going on until you gain access through this perspective. I feel like somehow you don't change your posture. And it's, I really don't understand, Capricorn. Your situation might be very peculiar that, you want to maintain your independence no matter what. No matter what grand spectacles a magician is trying to present you or to give you or to show you. I feel like because even after you see, well, maybe this reading is, helping you to see what is going on behind the scenes that from where you're sitting, you cannot see. So this is the higher perspective, right? This is like peeking through the curtains so you can see what's on the other side of the veil and all that the universe is doing despite your stubbornness to try to win through your stubbornness and deliver you the magic. But so I feel like somehow it's like it's up to you, Capricorn, because this the decision to keep the course of things, right, as you would if you didn't have access to all that's going on behind the scenes. It's like, would you still act the same way or react the same way? Because this is what I'm seeing here. This is the reaction that you would have, when you start to see that nothing is really going on and you start to get really uncomfortable and things are not happening maybe the way that you wished they were or not as fast as you wish they were. And so what used to be a little something that felt comfortable becomes more and more and more uncomfortable by the minute, right? It's something that is not even gradual because of these two eights, right? Something that it's almost like an internal frustration or like not even sadness. What is the word? Like you're not upset also. It's more like being cheated, the feeling of, wanting to do things on your own and not just lay back and wait, right? And so you pick up and leave. This is what I'm seeing with these two eights. It's like no matter what is going to be presented or no matter what, this guy is trying to entertain you with while the chariot is on its way, I feel like somehow you let your impatience win in a sense, right? So that is really tricky. I don't really know where this is going, and yeah, I'll see. I'm going to pull more cards for you, Capricorn. And also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.